Way. The CEO of Anheuser-Busch injected himself into the drama of the Dylan Mulvaney partnership with one of America's favorite beer brands yesterday by releasing this pithy, groveling, non-apology statement. This man's name is Brendan Whitworth. In this statement, Brendan Whitworth wraps himself in the American flag, but refuses to apologize to the billions of believers and Christians and decent people and non-mentally ill people that he offended by partnering with Dylan Mulvaney. He was rightfully destroyed in the comments here. People are saying that is BS. This letter basically says nothing, trying to cover your ass. Yeah, okay, sure. Yeah, all I heard was blah, blah, blah. It really was a bad statement, and it completely got utterly destroyed and ratioed.
What's going on, everyone? Sauce Weekend here today. And yes, I'm doing another video. So I recently conglomerate a lot of information that happened recently over the weekend, and it seems like Anheuser-Busch, yes, I said it correctly, is getting wrecked across all its brands. Bud Light, Budweiser, and I'll just be showing you guys and breaking it through right now to the end. So on the first stop on this little journey of how a company is suffering the consequences of its bad decision making, this was on Friday, I believe. I forgot when the tweet was. It was 3 days ago, on the 14th. April 14th. Thank God it's Friday, right? Bud Light tweeted this, and guess what happens? Hey, don't click this. I'm just saying. So people are saying we will continue to boycott Woke Light until you apologize. And you guys know where I stand.
Job's not finished.
I want them to suffer and know, hey, this is what's going to happen when you mess with conservatives or any non-woke person. Because in the day, at this point, this thing's a religion now, right? And when people say, "Oh, why are you boycotting Bud Light?" They say, "Hey, I don't like a religion being pushed on me." Right? And that's what it is. Wokeism has become a religion now. You must accept the cult. And there was a lot of funny acronyms people were coming up in the comment section. I can't find them now, but some of the common ones I remember was, "Thank God I'm fired." "That guy isn't female." "That guy is female." Oh my God, you guys are hilarious in the Twitter's hilarious, bro. What a disaster. And it is a disaster, sorry. Anheuser-Busch angers both sides of the political aisle with meaningless statement. And that statement was meaningless. It was just useless word salad. I'm trying to not apologize because he knows if he apologizes, the people on the left will be pissed with him. And he knows if he don't apologize, the people on the conservative right will still be mad at him. So he's like, I can't win. And in a day, this doesn't, like, when a company messes up, it's supposed to be do right by its customers. Hey, we apologize. We held the people responsible accountable. Like first you issue apology, then you fire the person responsible for this bad play, and then you promise not to do this again. You say, hey, we're gonna stay out of it. But he said, oh, I didn't mean to insert ourselves into this this controversial topic. Well, you didn't do your research then. That's on you. And imagine if something was going wrong, wouldn't Republican leadership say, hey, Budweiser, hey, Anheuser-Busch, you guys shouldn't have done this. Do right by our voters, do right by our base, and fire the person responsible for this. And promise not to get into politics again. That's it. We're not even asking you to push our values. We're just asking you stop doing this nonsense. Stop pushing this on us. Stop pushing this religion on us. We don't want to be preached to, please. Because these woke companies are becoming the church. And these executives are becoming the priest. This is what it seems like. And if you evaluate wokeism by the standards you evaluate a religion, you'll see that it matches 1-to-1. And where I get this information from, Vivek, I believe his name is Vivek Ramaswamy. He made a book called Woke Inc. I'll leave a link to the description below in the book. That book covers a lot. I have it. It's right here on the back. I don't want to get too into it, but hey, I digress. I've been rambling too much. Let's get into this clip of Don Jr. trying to make excuses for this company, and then I'll get into the remainder of the article.
With a trans TikToker in a bathtub, it's bizarre. Is this a one-off colossal screw-up, or is it something bigger? This could be just the act of one rogue, woke lunatic in a marketing department filled with leftist staffers.
Yeah, look, I understand the sentiment. Yeah, it could be the one rogue VP that decided to take matters into her own hands and do it. But in previous videos, she claimed that she was hired specifically to take Budweiser or Anheuser-Busch to a new direction. So I believe the senior executives were aware of the situation. I just think they were trying to throw her under the bus. And even if that were to be true, why haven't they fired her already? That's one question I have. Why haven't they fired her already? Because obviously they didn't intend the backlash to be this way. They're only trying to give a statement now or trying to address this controversy is because they didn't realize that they would get this much pushback from the conservative movement. All right. And understand, I think Don Jr.'s heart is in the right place. Maybe just trying to give them the benefit of the doubt, whatever. But honestly, it just seems like, oh, well, these people donate heavily to the GOP. We want to protect our donors. That's how it comes across to me. Right. And end of the day, the voters and the politicians have two conflicting interests. And usually the win-win is, hey, you get donor money, you push my agenda. That's the agreement that voters and politicians should have, because at the end of the day, politicians are representatives, as I stated before, right? But we're pushing more from an idealistic standpoint, right? Because this is why a lot of people like me who are very idealistic, we don't want to get into politics because we realize politics is about compromise. And how long do people expect conservatives just to be the more reasonable people in the situation? Oh, be reasonable. Give them a chance. Give them an opportunity. No, we're tired of setting that precedent. You give them an inch, they take a mile. But hey, I digress. I've been rambling too long. Let's get back into what we're leaving off. So Anheuser-Busch CEO Brendan Whitworth was slammed online late this week over a statement he made in response to the company's partnership with the controversial transgender influencer Dylan Mulvaney. We never intended to be part of this, the discussion that divided people. Yeah, we never intended to get this much backlash, Whitmer said in a statement Friday. We are in the business of bringing people together over a beer. The statement did not mention Dylan Mulvaney, transgenderism, or an offer of an apology to offended customers, right? And this is like, why put out the statement in the first place if you wasn't going to apologize or give any plan of action to rectify the situation? I don't understand these companies. Are they that prideful that they like, oh, we don't want to admit any mistakes? But I think it goes to my theory that they don't want to offer an apology, a direct apology, because then the other side, the one they're really scared of, is going to jump into it now, and which is the political left. But hey, I digress. Let's get back into the article. The statement seems to worsen the situation for Anheuser-Busch, as those on the political left appear to be angry over it. Genuinely love to sit down with the person who wrote this, because I have never seen so many words mean absolutely nothing at all, said one left-wing account. Transgender activist Charlotte Clammer tweeted, "This statement by Anheuser-Busch ultimately says nothing, and it also says everything. After 2 weeks of violent rhetoric over a fake woman drinking Bud Light," that's me, not them, "the CEO is basically saying, without saying, we understand why you're upset. We validated trans people." And this is my problem with the transgender movement, and I think it's a form of narcissism at the end of the day. Why you need people to validate who you are? If you truly believe you're a man, you truly believe you're a woman, even though biologically you're not, you're free to live your life that way. If I think I'm a superhero, if I think I'm Superman, I'm going to dress around as Superman, that's my right to do that. But it's your right to not choose whether you want to identify me as Superman or not. And just because I can't fly like Superman, lift cars with my hand like Superman, I still want to live as Superman. But you're saying, hey, Superman can do all those things. You can't do those things, therefore you're not Superman. That's your right to say it. Like I said, submission isn't tolerance. These people just want you to submit to their worldview. That's all this is. This is why I said this is a religion. But hey, I digress. NBC News blogger Ben Collins complained Bud Light caved to a mob that was shooting at and running over its products for getting a 1-minute sponsored Instagram post to a trans person, aka a fake person, right? A fake gender person, whatever. Daily Wire's Ben Shapiro responded to Collins' tweet. "I like how Bud Light issuing an absolutely meaningless statement is transphobic now." Like, yeah, like look at this. I don't know if you guys can see clearly, but this is the tweet. And then this guy here is like, "Oh, you're caving into the mob." Like, how? He didn't even issue an apology. He just gave a meaningless statement, like Ben Shapiro said. And now the Anheuser-Busch is getting it on both sides now. So Bud Light came out with the "Thank God It's Friday" tone deaf tweet, got ratioed, whatever that means. Now the CEO of the parent company comes out and say, "Hey, we didn't mean to get involved in this conversation," right? This is the single funniest corporate statement of all time. Political commentator Sonny Baksh tweeted, "Not only would it satisfy no one on either side, it'll be instantly confusing to anyone who doesn't understand what the statement is about. A+ work by the InBev team." Commentator Cliff Duncan wrote, "Having already incurred the wrath of their core consumers, they know that apologizing for using Dylan Mulvaney as a brand ambassador will incur the wrath of the progressive activists, the one who they truly are scared of. But now it's time for them to be scared of us too. This is a frightened CEO cowed into addressing the issue, but saying nothing. What a disaster, and what a disaster it is indeed. Right? This is power. Like, because end of the day, equal and opposite. If you want respect, you must balance out what the other side is doing. If the other side is boycotting, the other side is saying we're going to do this, and companies are adherent to what they're doing, but they don't respect you. They're like, hell, be the reasonable ones, conservatives. Be the reasonable ones. No, we're reasonable. Hey, we have our list of demands. Here's our list of demands. First off, start off with an apology. Second, hold the people responsible accountable. Fire their ass. But they ain't doing that. Why? Diversity and inclusion. Diversity and inclusion got you in this mess, Anheuser-Busch. So, but hey, I think I said enough. I think you get it. A lot of political commentators are getting on him. They're saying it's a bunch of word salad. I don't want to keep repeating myself. And then this is a recap of the situation. We already know. So far, it's still at $5 billion market cap. But hey, like I said, it'll take a month, 2 months at least before we actually see any results of the boycott. But I digress. Let's get into the next article. Budweiser releases new ad amidst transgender controversies, gets blasted online. Now, this is the final part of the end bar. So I covered Bud Light, a subsidiary to Anheuser-Busch itself, and then another subsidiary, which is Budweiser. They released recently a new ad. I don't want to play the full ad, but hey, I found this funny parody that you guys should watch. Let's check it out.
I identify as a reindeer. This ad is what we call damage control. Our thinking is, maybe if we post an ad with our iconic Clydesdale that identifies as a reindeer, and we say vaguely patriotic things,
this is the story of the American spirit.
People will like us again.
Incidentally, I used to have a deep, rich baritone voice. Then I started drinking Bud Light.
It changes you.
That parody is gold. I got that parody from a YouTube channel called Mr. Reagan. I'll leave a link in the description below for the Budweiser parody, guys. If you want to watch it, it's a minute long. It was pretty hilarious. I loved it. So let's get back into the article. Anheuser-Busch was slammed online over the weekend after running a pro-American advertisement as the company continues to deal with the fallout from his decision to partner with controversial transgender influencer Dylan Mulvaney. We know this already, right? And the backlash the company faced was already intense before the CEO, Brendan Whitworth, issued a statement over the matter that it was widely panned across the political spectrum as weak, which I covered already. The company released a new ad featuring one of Budweiser's Citadels, I think that's how you say it, running through America. Let me tell you a story about a beer rooted in the heart of America. Should have thought of that before you did whatever you were doing over there. So here's a little bit of it. This is the actual ad. I don't want to get into it because I don't want to get copyrighted, but you guys seen this. The ad was slammed online by critics who accused the company of walking back what they already considered virtue signaling. Sorry, the ship has already sailed, tweeted UFC fighter Tim Kennedy. You should have supported the hardworking middle class that once were proud to kick back after a long days of work. Hey man, this is what happens when you alienate your customers. And I'm glad they finally paying a price. Hey, you gonna pick sides. No longer companies gonna be fence sitters now. Actually, I mean, companies are supposed to be fence sitters. They're not supposed to get involved in politics. And this was the wrong move to begin with. And this is only gonna get worse because as my generation keeps going up, like I'm a millennial, sorry. As we get into more prominent positions in power and stuff, being involved in politics automatically makes you a divisive company, period. So the smart play was be politically neutral. Say, hey, we respect everyone's views and walks of life, and we believe everyone has a right to free speech. Everyone has a right to live the life that they believe is to be true, and that's it. That's the only statement I want to hear from a company. I don't want to hear, oh, we want to push this value. We don't want to put this on other people. Like, no, we don't care about that. We don't look to companies for a moral guidance. That's dumb. But hey, I digress. I want to leave you guys off with something of substance. So recently, a conservative group, Consumer Research, have created a woke alert. It's called Woke Alert. Yeah, Woke Alert. Yeah, a conservative nonprofit launched a text alert system this week designed to warn shoppers to avoid products from companies accused of catering to the woke agenda. Right. So these are people who I remember in the comment section I was looking. People were saying, "Damn, they got so many beer brands. I almost bought one. Yingling is a good replacement for Bud Light because their pricing are similar and is a better tasting beer." Some people claim that in the comment section. I'm just putting it out there so more people are aware of it. Right. And It's a consumer research group, a Washington, D.C. based group poised on intersecting of policy and consumerism, introducing the Woke Alert on Friday. So here's the actual website, Woke Alert. And you can sign up, put your phone number in there. Many companies are putting progressive activists and their dangerous agenda ahead of customers, and they only succeed if we look the other way, right? And they already have a Woke Alert for Jack Daniels, obviously, Bud Light, obviously, right? BlackRock, which is for ESG, which is something that's core. So I think this is help sustain the boycotts across all the woke companies, because I know a lot of people saying it's just not Bud Light, it's just not Budweiser, it's just not Nike, it's other companies too, like Legos. Okay. Here you go. So that way people are aware of this. I gave them a shout out. You guys know where to find them. Just look up Woke Alert and you should be able to find them. That's it for me. I think I covered a lot of what's been going on recently. Unless anything else pop up, I think I'll be good from the Bud Light updates for a while now. But hey, if anything new comes up, I'll let you guys know. And as always, the job is not finished. Thank you for watching to the end of the video. I really do appreciate it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you're thinking in the comment section. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.